Man, doesn't this feel to be sitting here in Freedom Hall? Does that feel good? Man, what a day. I've been sitting back there listening. I'm just thinking, wow. Look at where we've come, man. Look how good it is. It's amazing. Hold on. This is embarrassing. Wait just a second. Hey, Billy. Yeah. No, there's about 12, 13,000. Yeah. What do you mean it's not real? What do you mean they're not real? Hold on a second. I got something for you. Take that, you son of a... Take it! It's time to step up, man. It's time. Oh, that felt good. That felt good. So, do that sometime. That feels good. So, I'm going to finish this up today, and I'm going to try to give you something to walk out of here with, give you something to build with. I don't know what I can add to what Matt did and what Carrie did and, what Carlos did. And, it's just been an amazing day to hear what Wayne just said. It's been amazing. But I hope that somebody can take what I'm getting ready to say and move to the next level. So what I want to talk to you about is, today I want to talk to you about this thing called sorting. That's what we're in. We're not in the selling business. We're not in the convincing business. We're in the sorting business. And I think sometimes we just get kind of confused by that. And we start doing all these other things. And so I want to kind of teach you what I think the sort is all about. How I think you should go about sorting, what I think it's about. And so, I learned a long time ago. Wayne was just out here. I learned something from Wayne a long time ago. And it's this thing of the sorting cycle. And he called it a little something different, but it is the sorting cycle. See, when you get in this thing, World Ventures, and I'm talking to you if you want to build the business. I'm talking to you if you want to change your life. I'm talking to you if you want some of these things that you're seeing these people get up front. I think there's a place in World Ventures. I know there's a place in World Ventures for people who just want to come and have fun and improve their life. All those things. But I'm talking to you because I feel like some of you drove here hours and hours and hours. Some of you have challenges that some of us will never know to get here. And I'm going to talk to you right now because I think you're here for a reason. I think you got something in the back of your mind you're wanting right now to this thing called World Ventures. I want to give it to you what I think it is. See, this sorting cycle, if you want to build it and you want to build this income, this dream of residual income that'll set you free, you got to learn some basics that's important in the sorting cycle. Again, I heard this from Wayne many years ago. Wayne, you started talking about this. He said the first thing you got to do is you got to learn how to invite. I'm not going to teach you the invite today because, see, we have that set up for you to go learn. We have these things called regional training events that you can go to. We have Super Saturdays going. We have the Advantage program that there's audio after audio on the invite. So I'm not going to teach you, but you need to know you got to learn this invite. But then once you learn the invite, see, it goes to the next step. It goes to this piece where you start presenting basics that Wayne taught us. See, there's all different kinds of ways to present. We can do 2-on-1s, 1-on-1s, push play, not push play, hold the clicker, not hold the clicker, doesn't matter. It's all out there so you can learn it through the RTEs, Super Saturdays, all the things that we do. Audio's an advantage. But once you learn to present, there's another part of the cycle. From presenting, you come to close, to enroll. You're going to enroll people into the business. You're going to close people into the business. This is the part of the sell. And I'm not going to talk to you about closing today because you can learn that in other places as well. But these are all basics that we got to know. If you're going to build this business, it's what you got to know. And then from the close, there's this thing called promoting. You promote the next event. You promote the next person. You promote the next travel party. We're always promoting. Today, you've been promoted too. We promoted United. We promote all the time. It's part of the cycle. And once we learn all that, what do we go right back to? Right back into the cycle. Invite, present, close, promote. That's what we do. Now, once we get people in, what do we do with them? You know, Carrie did an unbelievable job talking about the comp plan and how it works, and she laid out things there. I was watching that. She did a masterful job of it. And I'm going to keep it simpler right now. She already did so much of the work. I'm just going to say this. We all have a left and a right team. And when we're sorting through people and they say yes to our idea, we now have to put them, if they become a rep, we put them in the binary somewhere. Right? And we decide whether they're going to go left or right. And as Carrie told you, you never, ever, ever put them anywhere other than bottom left, bottom right. It makes it very simple. It's the power of the binary. We go bottom left, we go bottom right. It creates excitement. Now here's what I want to talk to you about. The sorting's not done at that point. See, I believe a lot of us, we start to sort. We get so excited, we start to sort, and we go out and we start showing people. We get somebody in, we're like, I got one, woo. Got another one, woo. But this is not a single sort, it's a triple sort. Now we got somebody in. See, here's what I call that person. That person is potential. They potentially could do something here. They're potential. This is where we get fooled a lot because some people have a lot of potential. But you know what potential is? It's just another way to say they ain't done crap yet. Right? So we got this potential, but now we're starting to put them in. We got all these people with potential starting to come in. They're the first wave of it. But now we're going to sort all the people that we have in that has potential, which is all of them, and we're going to sort them into our second sort. The second sort, out of the people that have potential, we're going to do this. Who are going to be the doers? Who's going to go do this thing with me? Who's going to put their 3 in, their 4 in, their 5 in, their 6 in? Who's going to start building with me? Who's going to do that thing hey, who do you know on your list? Who do you got that we can go talk to? Who will start going with me to go do that? And do you understand that all the potential do not become doers? In fact, most of the potential do not become doers. We got potential, we have doers. Now we got some people building with us, and we're going. And yet, you know what? Most of the doers will build with us. They won't build without us at this point. Just with us. So now we're sorting through the third sort, and this is the big one. See, the third sort is of the doers, the people that will build with us. Here's the third one. Who's going to lead with me? Who's going to lead? Who's going to go out and do this thing? Who's doing it without me? Who's going to start doing the things better than me? See, people ask me this question all the time. Troy, how do you know when you have a leader? It's not hard to figure it out. See, the leader will do more than you're doing. They'll pass you up. They'll start telling you where to go. They need your help here. They're going to be over here. They need you over there. It's easy to figure that out. But see, people want to know, how do I find the leader? And I want to do this. See, I learned this from my buddy Eric Grzybalski. If you haven't figured this out, Eric Grzybalski is pretty good at this thing. Here's what he says. He says when leaders have these characteristics, and I agree totally. He said they've got 4 characteristics, and it's hard to find somebody with all 4 right away. And let me just say this. You don't have to have all 4 in the beginning to become a leader. You can acquire those other traits that you may or may not have. But the 4 traits are common. And so the first trait is this. Of a leader, they got to be coachable. They got to be coachable and teachable. See, if they're not coachable and teachable, I'm not working with them. What does that mean, coachable and teachable? Well, if we're training the right basics and they're doing something different, I'm probably not working with them. If I told them to be in Louisville today and they had a 4-year-old soccer game this week, next week, the week after week, and they're not here, I'm probably not working with them right away. They got to be coachable and teachable, and listen to this deal. See, I want to work with the people who deserve my time, not who need my time. They got to be coachable and teachable. Then the second part of this is they got to have desire. It's got to be white hot, burning inside of them desire. See, this is the characteristic, by the way, that will fool you most. See, everybody that comes into my group, here's the way I look at them. Michael Jackson, you're IMD in 2 weeks, man. You're the best. Ooh, you're out next week. See, I'm looking at everybody with that potential that they could be the one, but I know I got to go be the one. If they're going to be the one, I got to be the one. And they'll have the desire, but you'll start seeing the desire come up with excuses. This is where you get fooled. But they got to have desire. This is a characteristic. Then the third one. This is 4 that they've got to have to be that person that's going to go right off the bat and go make this happen. They got to have credibility with their contacts. Well, Troy, I don't have any credibility with my contacts. You can acquire credibility with your contacts. You want to know where you find that credibility? Building yourself in a place like this. See, that's why you're here right now. You build yourself right now. You build your credibility. I can remember talking to some of the young guys when they first got started. And with young people, a lot of times their problem right here is they say, I have no credibility. I'm young. Nobody will listen to me. Okay, you got a challenge. So do we. We all have challenges. But here's what's cool about that thing about credibility. When a young gun doesn't have any credibility, if he comes around here and gets his insides working the right way, and he goes out and builds, and people start, all of a sudden, he goes from no credibility to all the credibility. Because do you understand when somebody 21, 22, 23 years old walks in a room and they're making more money than most people in that room, all of a sudden they got credibility? They got more credibility than I got. People want to know. I watch it all the time. I watch Lorenzo walk in a room and people just fall all over themselves. Watch it all the time. And then the fourth one, toughness. See, I want them to have success right off the bat. I want them to go get their 4. I want them to go get their 6. But you know what else I want them to do? I want them to get their nose bloodied. I want to see if they can take a punch and get back up. See, because I'm going to put my time and effort into somebody, I want to know they're tough enough to stick around. Because I know they're going to get hit in the nose. I know that. Well, I want to see what happens when they get hit in the nose. Are they tough enough to get back up? And if they are, those are the 4 characteristics I got. Now, here's the cool thing. See, people wonder, why does a guy like David Peach get in, and in 10 months and 5 days, he's IMD? And why does somebody else get in and maybe have as much desire as David Peach has? Why can't they do it in 10 months and 5 days? They don't have all these characteristics. Can they acquire them? Absolutely they can. See, there's a point where you get to that point where it just happens. It's this, I don't know what to call that point, but David Peach was there 10 months and 5 days. But see, somebody else comes in. David Peach, when he started, was almost at that point because he already had those characteristics. Somebody else comes in, they got 2 of the 4. They're a little lower on the totem pole. Takes them a little longer to get to that 4. Getting it? But see, I think there's something else. See, it's not enough to have the 4 characteristics of being a leader. That's just something to say, I got one to invest in. I got somebody, this is worth putting my time into. But there's 2 more characteristics that they must have. And they have to be acquired. They don't come in right away with this one. I've never seen anybody come in right away with these. See, along with the 4, they got to have these 2. They got to, at some point in the world of world ventures, they got to make a decision. See, it's not enough to be coachable, have desire, have credibility, and be tough if you don't ever make a decision. And again, where do they make these decisions, do you think? In Louisville, Kentucky. They make decisions right here, sitting beside you. See, here's what's cool. Some of you are sitting by somebody right now. You don't even know them. You've been sitting by them all day. And then 2 months from now, 4 months from now, you're going to see them walking across the stage because they're making a decision. See, it's that place. This is the place, and it's within World Ventures. I'm not talking about anything else. It's about World Ventures making that decision to take that season of your life where everything gets focused, and you take things in your other part of your life, and you say, okay, that's part of my life, but right now I'm in a season. Right now I'm changing my life. Right now I'm going to put a dent in the universe. That's where the decision is made. And then once they make a decision, they walk out this door on Sunday or Monday, and they do one more thing. They take action. See, this is who I'm looking for. I'm looking for somebody that's willing to go get those characteristics done. I'm looking for somebody that's there and come in and get those other two. See, I can think of people in my group right now at all different levels of that. Some of them have 2, some of them have 3, some of them have 4. And the ones who had 4, they're getting close to those other 2. See, I don't want to call people. I just think, and this is popping through people in my head right now. You know, there's this guy, Joey the pizza guy. Joey the pizza guy, every one of those 4 characteristics. He's coachable. He has huge desire. He has great credibility with the people he knows. And the guy's tough. And he's been in a while. And everybody in this room has people like this. He's been in a while, and here's what's happened. We've tricked him into coming to these things. Somehow we got him here. We promoted. His upline promoted. In that cycle, they promoted, right? And they got Joey here. And you know what I've been seeing lately here? He's doing those last 2. He's made a decision. He's taken action. He's starting to lead the people. He's doing the same thing. He's starting to cycle over. See, it's one thing to be teachable. It's another thing to teach. He's teaching. He's starting to do all these things. He's becoming what he wants his people to become. And that's, again, everybody in this room has that in your team. You have people like that. And so we're sorting through those people, the potential, the doers, and the leaders. You get a leader left, you get a leader right, game over. You get 2 leaders left, 2 leaders right, whoo. But you get 3 leaders left, 3 leaders right. Whoa. Game over. So if you're looking for those people, how many would you sort through? What's the number? Well, my buddy Byron Shaw says enough. Whatever the number is, enough. See, people always want to know, Troy, what's the number? I don't know till you get there. It's different for him, and it's different for her, and it's different for him. I don't know the number, but I know it's enough. That's what Byron told me a long time ago. I believed it. So, triple sort. That's what we're doing. So let me tell you what you do with the people. Let me show you what it looks like. Carrie laid it out again, but let me just say this. Let me show you how to pour gas on the fire of the sort. See, if you can get some builders and some leaders with you, it's going to go. But you can throw gas on it, and I want to show you how to go. See, you're always triple sorting. See, sometimes we get out of the triple sort. Sometimes we get out of the sort, and we start managing. And when we manage, now we're out of the sort, and we slow the thing down. So if you start building this thing and you start sorting and you start going, let's say you get Bob in, your buddy Bob, and I'm just going to go down one side and show you. How many sides you got to build? 2. So Bob's going to come in, and now you sort in Bob's potential. You see the yellow and the yellow? I correlated that. Isn't that cool of me? Wasn't that smart? Okay? So Bob's now potential. But then Bob, let's say he puts somebody in, and that person, they started doing it. They put somebody over on the right team, and you know what? They started putting somebody on their left team, and they became a doer. They started putting people in. But then you put a 4th one in, or he put a 4th one in, or 5th one in. Now, see, I'm going to talk to you about, surprise, surprise, driving depth. How to drive depth and pour gas on the fire. Because see, on your outside right and outside left, you can control this. You just go put a bunch of people in, you can get a lot of people excited to become doers and leaders. So now you're going to put somebody in on the fourth one. When you put 4 in, 3, 2, 1, they see that, don't they? See, if I know that I can create momentum and excitement just by putting people down the bottom right, bottom left, I'm going to keep doing it till I find the person I'm looking for. Enough. That's all I'm doing. Then you put a 5th one in. Put that 5th one in. Man, they're all getting excited. But then you put number 6 in. And number 6, look at the color on number 6. He's a leader. He's got all the characteristics. He comes to his first training. He starts getting excited. He makes a decision. He starts taking action. He's the guy I'm looking for. Well, guess who I'm working with the most? I'm getting to the bottom and I'm going to feed the monster. We're going to go build, man. Well, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, they have a computer, right? They're seeing it. And if 6 starts blowing up, let's say 6 is Matt Morris. Number 6 is Matt Morris, and he starts blowing this sucker up. Well, all these people see it. It's like if you struck a match right now, and we're in this auditorium, you strike this wooden match and you hold it perfectly still right here, and that flame almost looks like a solid object. It's just steel, right? You've seen that before, right? And there's no air blowing in here. And right, if there's no movement, what eventually happens to the flame? It'll go out. But right before it's going to go out, here's what you do. You flip it over like that, and the flame goes to the bottom. What happens to the flame? Whoosh, right up that match. Well, when you put Matt Morris at the bottom, number 6 there, and everybody sees it, that's what happens here. Whoosh, right up the leg. See, you can accelerate the process by you digging. You've heard me say, go dig a ditch, go dig a ditch, go dig a ditch. That's the digging, man. And I don't know how far you dig. You just dig till you got enough. Till you get to where you want to go. Just keep digging. Let me ask you something. If Matt Morris came in instead of at 6, he was at number 66, would the flame be bigger? More people see it. See, some of us start digging. We put in people. They're all potential. We're getting full because we're not looking at them with 2 eyes. We're looking at them with 1. They're going to be IMD. They said they were. Then they don't become IMD. And you know what we start saying? World Ventures don't work. I got 6 in. I got 7 in. It doesn't work. It's not doing it. They didn't say get 6 in. They didn't say get 7 in. They said get enough in. Whatever it takes, it takes. This is what these people understand. I was talking to Matt Morris about this yesterday. This exact topic. This is what he told me. Enough. So this is what it is. Watch what happens. When Matt Morris becomes number 6, number 1 there that was potential, guess what happens to him? He becomes a doer. And when he becomes a doer, he starts putting people in. And number 4 down there, guess what happened to him? He became a doer. And guess what he started doing? Started putting people in his business, making sales. Now you got, look at this. Ooh, now you got 3 doers instead of 1. Oh, but you already had 1 doer. When Matt came in, number 2, who was already a doer, guess what happened to him? He took those last 2 steps, and he became a leader. And guess what he started doing? Without you. He started putting people in. This is how you put numbers in. See, that's the secret to driving big numbers. That's the secret right there to driving big numbers. If you're not doing that right there, see, I said it in my last talk I did on the big stage, you got to take responsibility for this right here. This is where you step up and say, I'm the one. I'm that red guy there. I'm the one getting ready to go put this thing in motion. I'm getting ready to light this thing on fire. And when you do, you get people coming with me. Nobody's following me, Troy. I can't find any leaders. You're not leading. I'm only talking to people who want to build this thing, change their life. We're trying to find some chasers, aren't we? And the bigger we build that leg to the depth, the more chasers we can get. This game is about creating chasers. All I'm trying to do is create chasers. Every time I build, when Jeff and I build, all we're doing is trying to create chasers. And we just keep digging and digging and digging. And we'll look up and say, man, we got 20. Where are they at? Digging and digging and digging. Man, we got 30. Where are they at? Digging and digging and digging. Man, we got 60. Where are they at? Digging and digging and digging. 70. Where are they at? Byron told me enough. I don't know. They're not here yet. And then digging and digging and digging. And 80. Where are they at? 100. Where are they at? I don't know. But I know this. I dig long enough, the numbers work in my favor. That's all I know. This isn't rocket science. I'm just creating chasers, man. And here's what I know about chasers. Deeper the leg, bigger the flame. Bigger the flame, bigger the chasers. Bigger the chasers, bigger the numbers. Bigger the numbers, bigger the check. I'm creating chasers, man. And I'll dig and I'll dig and I'll dig because I know at the end of the rainbow, I know at the end down there, if I want to change my life, it's there. I know that if I want the pot of gold, it's there. I know that if I want to bring my wife home, it's there. I know if I want to fire my boss, it's there. I know that if I want freedom, it's there. But I got to dig, man. I got to dig, baby. I got to dig. I'm only talking to you if you want this. I want to show you. This is our last center. Anybody at the View? They announced our name. The music was playing. The fireworks were going off. The confetti was coming down. And everybody saw us get celebrated in public. They didn't see us dig in private. This is how we dug right here. This is that center right here. If you go to your back office and you go to a thing called a rank report card, you can see how many personals you have. Down at the bottom right, it says 184. It took 184 personals to get us to find the ones that would go with us. What if we'd have stopped at 100? What if we'd have stopped at 110? What if we'd have stopped at 120? What if we had stopped at 150? What if we had stopped at 160? The confetti wouldn't have came down, the music wouldn't have played, the fireworks wouldn't have come out, and the residual check wouldn't be as big. Simple math. That's all it is. Out of the 184, you want to see who built with us? 7. 7. I don't like those numbers. You're telling me only 7 will build out of the 184? I don't know enough. I don't know, man. Enough. I don't know who's going to build. I don't know when they're going to look like. I don't know when they're going to get here. But I just know they're there, baby. They're out here. And if I go build, they'll come with me. 7, man. And out of the 7, those are the numbers. You can see them. Oh, my goal was I was a failure. I said I was going to do it. September 5th, it says goal, IMD, right there. Didn't happen until October the 17th. I missed it by a month. Whew, the check still came. Out of the 7, you can see the majority came from 3. I don't know what yours is going to look like. I just know when the numbers are there, Mike and Wayne send the checks. That's all I know. I'm not trying to figure it out. I'm not trying to get psychology on them. I'm not trying to figure out the psychological effects of the ramifications of this or that. I don't know. I don't know. All I know, bottom left, bottom right. That's all I know, man. It's the sorting cycle. That's all we do. It's a sorting cycle. And everybody in this arena, if you're the newest person in here, you already know that cycle. You know. You may not know it inside out like some of these people, but you know the invite process. You know how to present. You know how to close. You know how to promote. And you've learned that even better here this weekend. But see, there is a difference between knowing that stuff. See, you can know it all day. There's a difference between knowing it and a difference between doing it.